Hey, this is MaLa Brusso with another MaLa travel guide. So we are on our way to Garden Beer, Houston. It is like a bar, and I think it's a kind of like a restaurant also. I've never been, but I am going to support my friend Darren, and he is exhibiting some of his artwork. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he has to show. So I'm like so excited. So we're at the Park Shops right here. I know it says Houston Center, but at the top, let me show you. It says the shops. And you can see behind me, yeah, the Park Shop. Well, this is the mall shops, the Park Shop. So this is the part of the mall entrance. Across the street is the Fabulous Venetian. It's a specialty restaurant. It sells a lot of natural, organic, and vegan variety food. So, and it has a restaurant. It's a grocery store and a restaurant. So you can, you know, enjoy yourself and have a bite to eat or buy groceries from there and have a good time. I am on my way. I have some time to spare a little bit, so I'm gonna spare some time and kind of see. I'm gonna go to Four Seasons Hotel real quick, see, and do some stuff on my, uh, upload this video, and then I'm gonna see what they have to offer. They're having a Chevron marathon going on, so a lot of the hotels here are, thank you so much, are hosting the Chevron marathon runners that are be running tomorrow. So it's pretty neat to be hosting that. Their security is very tight today. Um, by So they're not really letting a lot of people close to the area. They're doing bad checks. They are really being thorough in it, and they're not playing any games with security at this marathon that's going to happen tomorrow. Um, I thought my adoptive mom was going to run in it, but she told me today that she decided to hold it off because she has osteoporosis really bad, or and I guess I want to say that, but her bones are very brittle and they're not really strong. So her doctor actually put her on some medication to help her build her bone structure up, and he just prescribed that to her. So he wants to like have it effect in like 6 months, and then she'll be able to train for next year. So I'll be looking forward to rooting her on when she decides to run in the half marathon. It'd be good. She said she was kind of worried that you know if she would be able to do it and make it. Yeah, so I'm glad she figured that out now before she ran, and you know and she wasn't able to complete it. So, but I'm just so excited today. I'm gonna go see my friends and support Darren and his artwork. Hopefully, he has some other stuff. I don't know. I like his bracelets that he makes, and his artwork is just beautiful. Yeah, I love his work. I love what he does. I'm gonna support him the best way I can. Um, Hopefully, have a little keepsake to take with me on my travels and put it up, and it'll be like an original piece by him. So hopefully he will sign it and things of that nature. But I have to see what he has. I don't know what he's going to have today. He's been working on a lot of pieces, so I don't know what he is going to bring. This light in here is very dim. Let me see if I can go over here, because the light is like not. I mean, can y'all see me a little bit better? I don't know. The light is like so dim right here. Let's see if this is a little better. Kind of, sort of. It's a little bit better. So it's a little bit better. So yeah. So I'm inside of the Four Seasons Hotel here in Houston. So they just really kind of like as we're getting prepared for the marathon. Houston Rocks are going to go against the LA Lakers. That's going to be crazy in itself. And then we have the marathon tomorrow. That's going to be crazy in itself. There's so much things going on in Houston, girlfriends, and guys out there. I mean, there's just so much going on. I know I just posted up about the cancellation of that 97.9 canceled Mad Hatter show. I don't know why my pictures are bleeped out of it. Like, it won't show like my picture when I started the video. So I don't know what's going on with that. I'm gonna check it out today and see what's going on. And I was talking about Serena Dina and Richard A. Prince, some people that has sent me some YouTube videos for review, because these are artists that are up and coming and they wanted my opinion on it. So I wanted to come out with my honest opinion about their music. And actually, the person sent me D'Angelo's Fat Mac, sent me another YouTube video. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet, but I will check it out tomorrow, hopefully, and see how that's going on. I did a video. I don't know if I'm going to post it or not, but I did a video of me confronting some of the bullies that prohibit me in my younger years from doing a lot of things that I really wanted to do, and they didn't feel like my dreams were important, and they did not support me like I felt they should have. And I just talked about my situation of, me having a child, being a teen mother at 14, and how so many people really stigmatized me and really did not felt like I was basically a lost cause. So they didn't really want to have nothing to do with me. And to the point where they were literally keeping their sons away from me because they felt like I was promiscuous or whatever not. And I was like, no. People make mistakes. I'm like, people get pregnant at 14, and other people just got married. You know what I mean? And for me, marrying that person, it would not have done me any benefit if I would have married him. And I'm not just going to marry somebody just because I have a child by him. And that person ended up not being able to marry anyway because he, got into some situations. So it just didn't work out. And so he had his own problems already that he was dealing with. And I just didn't want to be involved in that. And I'm a smart person. I was a smart teenager. And now a smart adult. That I knew that was not going to be something that I wanted to do. And that it just wasn't, I wasn't even thinking, me have to, marry me. I think the comment came up, and I totally disregarded. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that. So that conversation ended. Is when I said I'm not doing that, the conversation ended. I think people in general have this kind of stigma on me because of that situation. That maybe I was fast, I was promiscuous, maybe I was this and that and other, and they was talking behind my back. I was hearing it, but I never said anything, and just continuously just wiped it off, kept moving, wiped it off, kept moving, wiped it off, kept moving. And I woke up Sunday morning, and I was like, I'm gonna tell these people um, that I really didn't. I don't say I really did appreciate you bullying me. I just said, even though I had a child at 14, um, I still made it. I still did great with my life, even though even though I had so many forces that against me that was saying I couldn't do what I wanted to do. Um, there was so much negativity around me, and I was the main one really trying to be positive and trying to go forward and really trying to survive in high school and go through that. I was just laser focused on track. I was still running track. I was still running cross country. I was still playing basketball. I was more focused on that because I knew that was my way to get to the next step. And I think sometimes adults really put expectations, what they want you to do, because maybe they didn't go through it themselves, but they want you to succeed in that way. And I realized I could not fulfill that. Um, I couldn't fulfill that void for them because I didn't want that for myself. I'm a very strong-minded person. When I put in my mind, that's what I want to do, I do it. And I was just really concentrating on learning how to raise my child. I really didn't think about anything else. I was just thinking about how can I raise my child? How can I finish high school? That was my focus. Let's focus on those guys and let's focus on anything. That's what it was focused on. Because even in school, after that happened, everybody basically dispersed. All my high school friends, they really like dispersed because I feel like they thought that I needed to focus on, my child. In a way I did, but in a way I still needed them too. So it was just a situation where there was no right or wrong answer. It was just them being able to deal with what I was going through and what they were seeing me going through, what they had to do for themselves. Because they were still teenagers. They didn't have a kid, so they were like, I was just not invited to a lot of things because they were like, oh, well, she has a kid, she probably don't have time to go out and this and that. And I probably didn't, but I really wanted to at least get an invitation to come, do stuff like that. But I didn't get to receive that. The only thing I went was project graduation, and I'm so glad I went. And project graduation is kind of like a big event. Like for our project graduation, it was just kind of like what they call prom, but we call it something else. But we had our prom was set up like casino night, so we had crab tables. Everybody, it was so dope, and we spend the night there in the school and everything. Everybody had to live with that. We had fun. So everything was centered around casino night. So we had crab tables and cards and stuff like that. So everybody had that out. We had the big dance floor with dance. And we had an area where the girls were, an area where the guys were. And it was so fun. So, but yeah, it was so exciting, to do that. And only how I was able to go, because I wasn't even going to walk across the stage. That's how crazy it was. I didn't know if I was even going to walk across the stage because I didn't know if I passed I think the TAS test. We have the TAS test. So I didn't even know if I passed the TAS test in order to graduate. So one of my teachers, I can't remember her name. She was my English teacher. And to this day, I've never told her thank you, for her. I didn't have the money for my cap and gown and anything, or for project graduation. Well, she came out of her pocket and paid for it for me. And I've never really had a chance to say thank you. I've never really had a chance to say, that changed my whole life, that really changed the directory, that they are actually good people in this world. Because I'm thinking everybody in my circle was just not nice people. And that's what I was thinking. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness. And I had all these thoughts like, am I worth to be loved? I'm not feeling love. I'm not feeling supported. I'm not feeling unconditional love. I'm not feeling, any kind of love. I'm just like, wow. You know what I mean? I'm like internalizing this and emotionally, physically, and mentally, like trying to figure this out on my own. So a lot of my dreams and aspirations and things, I never said it to anybody. I kept it inside. I kept it because every time when I would say what I would like to do, people would shut it down and have all their inputs and, oh, you can't do that. You have a child. They would have all this negative stuff to say to me. So I almost felt like I could not do that one time. But in the back of my mind, I knew I could. I just didn't know how I was going to do it. I just didn't know really how. But like I said, my English teacher supported me. And I had one teacher that it was getting ready for graduation and she would not pass me. Like it was, I think I had like a high D in her class or something like that. Yeah. And she would not pass me. Like, I mean, it's just like on the verge of me being a C. And I'm just like, are you serious? Like, this lady did not want to pass me. So my English teacher went over to her. She's like, hey, she has a child. She just needs to walk across stage. She's been busting her butt off to take this test. She did everything she's been in summer school. She did everything she needed to do, take care of this child, doing this and doing that. You need to pass her. And she did. She passed me. Thank God I passed, you know what I mean? Because I did a book report and she wouldn't grade the book report that I did because I turned it in late because I think my child was sick or something and I was just in and out trying to get him situated. And she would not take my report and that would actually put me over for me to be able to pass. And she would not accept it. I'm like, oh my God, like I wrote you a note, everything. I've done everything I possibly can. So I didn't know until the day we was walking across the stage if I passed or not. And I'm like, oh my God, I was like tripping out. And finally, I got the word I passed. So I talked to my friend, Arthel, and I was like, Arthel, can you take me to the graduation? I just got my stuff, and they just told me I graduated, da-da-da. And so my son came and everything. I went with him because we had to go at a certain time to get ready to to do rehearsals and everything before we graduated. So my son and my family came later. So they came and everything. So I was just like, oh my God, to the brink of like minutes, like within that day, to find out I finally passed. Like I was by the phone, like calling, like, hey, did I pass? Did I pass? Did I pass? Like freaking out, But I passed, and I was just like, yes, thank goodness. And she went in there, and I was crying, I was bawling. She was like, I'm gonna pay. I was like, because I can't walk across the stage. I don't have any, money to walk across the stage. She was like, I will pay for your cap and gown. She paid for my cap and gown. She paid for my pictures. She paid for private graduation, for me to actually to enjoy graduation. Oh my goodness, I was so thankful for her, and I can't even remember her name. It kills me that I can't remember her name, but wonderful teacher. I mean, yeah, she really changed my outlook on life and really changed how I see myself. And I just kept in the back of my mind, rehearsing my dreams, my aspirations, what I want to do, and just kept doing it. But yeah, it was tough. I mean, it was tough for me being bold to tell the people that have bullied me at a young age that I made it despite what you did to me. I made it despite what you said about me. I made it just despite what you thought about me. And I made it despite that you didn't even know who I was. You know what I mean? You didn't get to know me. You didn't even get to know who I was really inside and who I, really personally, characteristically was. You know what I mean? You never gave me a chance. You never gave me a chance to be who I really was. And that's basically what I had said, and I had, videotaped it. And that's basically what I said. And, somebody said something in the crowd, you know, and, I, blurted out, that I came to get my child, and the person said something, and, and I just called them a liar, because they see me, these people see me as a kid, okay? At some time in your life, you cannot see people as a kid no more. They are adults. I'm an adult. My kids are grown, older now. I and I'm an adult. So they keep seeing me as a child. Like I can't speak up for myself. I can't speak out. In certain places that I'm supposed to be able to speak out, especially church. I'm supposed to speak up in church. I'm supposed to be able to tell my testimony. I'm supposed to be able to tell my truth and tell my side of the story. And nobody wanted me to tell my side of the story. They want to keep gossiping and making their own narrative of what they thought that people been bickering what I was supposed to be. And telling my, kids or whatever, all kind of stuff about me. No, that's not how we're going to do it. We're going to open this up. It's 2020. We're going to open this up. We're going to open up a dialogue. And I'm going to let you know that you can't do that to me anymore. You are not. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. Don't try to figure out what I'm doing. I will tell you what I'm doing. I will tell you what's going on. Don't reach out to me. You know what I mean? I will reach out to you. When I'm ready, I will reach out to you. So when I was ready, I reached out to you because I had, they had reached out to me. So I didn't respond or anything. So I came in person to respond. And, and when I looked into the crowd, like I just saw just people that looked depressed. People that just looked defeated. People that just looked like, they're on their last leg. Like they are just been so mean and ugly and envious and jealous and hateful and ugly to people that it was starting to show in their face. Like, they couldn't smile. They couldn't clap for me. They couldn't do anything for me. And it was just like, wow, these are the people I thought loved me. These are the people I thought supported me. You know what I mean? But now I know they never supported me in the first place. They never wanted me to be anything in the first place. They never wanted anything good to happen to me in the first place. And they didn't even recognize me when I walked into the room. A lot of them did not recognize me. They didn't know who I was. Now other people did notice me. And yeah, I'm just like, what? Really? My high school friends can see the back of my head when I go to my small town, see the back of my head and call my name, and they know it's me. Come on, man. Y'all know me more than half of my life, and you didn't know who I was. But it is what it is. But yeah, I just felt, I had to speak my truth. I had to say, I had to talk the talk and walk the walk. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna confront them, because at first when I was meditating, I got a message to go do this before 2020. And I was like, no, I'm not ready. I don't think it's right. And Sunday morning, I tell you, it was like a nudge. You need to get up. It's time for you to go tell them what you are doing today. It's time for you to tell them to stand up and be counted and let them know, despite what you did, despite your downfalls, I still made it. And I did. I went up there and I told them. And they did not want me, it was just, I think about it now, it's hilarious, but I'm just like, are you serious? They were like, well, we're gonna let you at the end talk to people and blah, blah, blah." I said, no, that's not gonna work. He was like, no. I said, yeah, no, that's not gonna work. I'm about to wrap up. I'm almost finished. I got this last little thing and I'll be done. Yeah, so I did that last little thing and I was done. But yeah, sometimes, uh, you know, churches can be the worst place to critics. That was my first critics. The church members that I grew up with was my first critics. That did not, that really basically stuck my growth and didn't. I just couldn't go forward. I couldn't go backward. I couldn't go left. I couldn't go right. And then I didn't have any voice to speak how I wanted to, because I wasn't allowed to, speak what's spoken to, stay in a child's place, all these things that you're thinking about. That's just basically trying to control me. You know what I mean? And I can't be myself about feeling control. And so these are the things that was going through my mind, stay in a child's place, and all that. And I'm just like, no, man, it's just, something's not right. It just don't feel right. It just don't feel right. And when I felt strong willed about something, it was like, oh, either I'm being defiant or I'm, sassy or I'm, being rebellious or whatever. That was the word they used. I'm just like, no, that's not it. I'm telling you what I want to do, and you're just not listening. You're not listening to what I'm saying. And I'm just, and the sad thing is a lot of people at that congregation have passed on. And it's just sad that they were so mean to a lot of people there. Like, we had that church used to be flourishing with kids, babies, families. I mean, it was like really doing some work in the community. Like, we were getting it, in the heyday. And I was like, wow. When I went in there, it felt cold. It felt, the energy was so low, and it was just not like it used to be. It had no life in it. It had no happiness in it. It had no joy in it. It had no forgiveness in there. It had no, it was so close. And I was just like, wow, y'all have really done some damage here at this congregation. You really done some damage. You really messed it up. Y'all, you messed things up. And it just like, wow, it was sad. It was sad to see how deplenished it had gotten, how bad it had gotten, and how worse it's just horrible. And I felt for them, because I was just like, wow, I just couldn't believe that they were doing that. So I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that was going on. I couldn't believe it. So, but it is what it is. Those people want to do what they want to do when they want to do it. But I think they kind of understand where I'm at, and they got the gist of what I was saying, and that's all. I just want to say my piece and leave. That's it. And I did that. I said my piece and I left. Yeah, it wasn't no kumbaya. It wasn't no, clapping for me or congratulations on what you accomplished. It wasn't no, hey, a celebration, nothing. It wasn't a homecoming, nothing. And I didn't expect that. I didn't. I was very optimistic. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to say what I had to say and leave, and leave it there. Basically, just drop the mic and just be done with it. But yeah, I didn't come to do any harm or anything to anybody. I came there to speak my mind, to speak my truth. For I wanted my voice to be heard, and I wanted them to hear it, what I was saying out of my mouth, not through people. I want them to hear out my mouth who I am, what I'm about, and what I'm doing, and what I'm about to go do. That's what I wanted them to hear. And, you know, that's what I wanted to hear. And then after that, last night, and, you know, that's what I did. And then last night I got, you know, a knock on the door. And when I opened the door, nobody was there. So I'm just like, Usually that's a sign that 3 people that are in my circle or close to me, or in my circle or close to me, 3 people would pass away either in 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months. So I had 2 people already, and I don't know who the third person was. But it was just so, so sad that so I would just, I have a friend of mine that is very ill right now, and I was just like, oh, please go check on him and make sure he's okay, this and that. So I was just really concerned about that situation, because I have people around me that's not doing so good, but they, God is able, and they're pushing through. So, but yeah, that was it, and I just wanted just to give you a snippet of what happened. So I'm just trying, MaLa Speaks was created for me to show you how to be bold, for me to show you how I face adversities every day at work, in my job, writing, in media. I see adversity every day, so this was the tip of the iceberg. I mean, it was the beginning for me to move on with my life. And I feel like I already moved on with my life, but this was the final cut in me closing the door on that life and moving forward to my new life, my new beginning that's about to happen in 2020, because it's about rising 2020. You know what I mean? When you rise above that negativity and you go to those, I was the big person. They couldn't come to me and tell me that in person because they was too proud. What they say, the pride is risen against you and hasn't set God before them. And that's what they was. They were so proud. They was so prideful. They wasn't going to come to me and apologize to me. I had to go to them. And that, for that moment, for me to do that, that was for me. That wasn't for them. It was for me to cut ties, to cut the umbilical cord of tug of war between them and me, to cut it. You know what I mean? So when you rise, it's about, it's about what Michelle Obama was saying. You got to rise above people that do negative, people that do bad stuff to you. You got to rise above it. And when you do stuff rising above it, and you do things like that, you return into a different thing. You return to a different person. And that's what happened. That's what happened to me. And I'm so thankful that I had the guts, that I was bold, that I was not fearless, that I was not taking no yes for an answer. I mean, no for an answer. I was taking, I wanted them to hear what I had to say. I wanted them to hear me roar. I wanted them to hear from my mouth, not from anybody else's, but from my words. So you will never get that construed because it'll be coming out of my mouth. And you're going to know the truth because it's going to come from me, not anybody else. And that's what happened. So, but I'm thankful to be able to do that. I feel relaxed. I feel great. I feel awesome, and I'm glad that I was able to do that. Um, where I can move on to the next chapter of my life because I'm ready. I'm coming. Since I rised above that, it's time to grind. It's time. MaLa Speaks is about to grind. We about to take on. I'm about to go, take my MaLa travel guide on the road. We're gonna be heading out, and we gonna get it. Yes. So we're gonna be getting it. We're gonna be working. We're gonna be twerking. We're gonna be doing all things on the road again. We're gonna be on the road. So I'm gonna let you go. This is MaLa Russo with another MaLa travel guide. We're at Four Seasons here in Houston, Texas. Hope to check me out soon. Check out, if you're in Houston, check out the Chevron Marathon and cheer those people on. If you come into the Houston Rockets game and the Lakers game, come out and show up. Bum B after the game is supposed to be signing autographs. Him and PJ come out and support our Houston people. It's on up popping here in H-Town. So look forward to seeing you soon. I am going to be at the Garden Bar in Houston. So that's my next stop. We'll see you next time on the MaLa Travel Guide. Bye.